Oh, Rabbi Marsov is on.
Shalom Aleichem Yidden.
Aleichem Shalom. Oh, the rabbi said, Baruch Hashem.
Shalom Aleichem Rabbeinu Morenu.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us in this grand Siyum Harambam, the 39th Siyum Harambam, starting the 40th Siyum Harambam. It's the excitement is unbelievable. We're joining now thousands of Yidden around the globe who are celebrating tonight the Siyum Harambam, and definitely when this celebration takes part, the Moshe B'mayni Moin Hasfardi himself and Moshe Rabbeinu Horishon, and also the Rebbe. There's no question that we're now part of not only a global Siyum that's happening in all four corners of the earth, but also as a Himmel Gishrei in Shamayim and Shmei Shamayim. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. It's really a very exciting occasion. I remember when the Rebbe made the takana of learning Rambam. It's funny because someone just sent me a video clip of myself at that age standing at a Fabrengen that year at the Yud Beis Yud Gimel Tammuz Fabrengen. I look so small. I thought I was much bigger then. I mean, like so young. So a cousin sent me a clip of myself, but I remember this coming to the Fabrengens. I mean, this is a short time after. Here is I just want to show it to you if you're interested. That was my Makom Gavua. I was always in the blind spot of the video camera. When I was a kid, I used to watch a video camera. And I had a very good place from when I was a little kid next to my father. But the Yud Beis Tammuz must have been a real professional video guy that really actually went 360 around the 770. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. Anyway, I remember the Rebbe spoke about this, Achron Shal Pesach, and next day I remember coming into 770 and Reb Chaim Tashkenter, his booming voice, you can hear from one end of 770 to the other. But it's not that many people were there. I mean, the guy was still cleaning the 3 inches of guk off the floor from the night before. And there were not a big item there, but he was saying, "Boss, did I broke him Rambam? Vivimin, my Labavich at Veren Gresa Lamdon and Babas." But you know, like, what's going on over here? What's going on? What does it ever want? 3 Prakim Rambam a day? How are we going to do it? And wow, it's 40 years later, and we did it. This year is a very special. This 40, the number 40 is Harambam Shnim Koyim Adaita the Rebbe, and the 40 is when the Moshe Rabbeinu said that till now you didn't understand, but now loynosen, but now you will understand because now it's Shnaso Harambam, and now we're going into the 40th year of learning Rambam. It's Pilei Ployim. The first Siyum Rambam was Yud Aleph Nissen. And the 40th Siyum Harambam will be Gimel Tammuz. I mean, I have no words for this. I have no words for this. And thank you very much, Shmulik, for pointing it out to me. I mean, the excitement is unbelievable. So, with no further ado, we'll go into the Rambam. And I just want to say that we're going to do the Siyum in 2 parts. Usually we do first the Siyum and then the Aschola. Tonight we're going to do it the other way around. We're going to do tonight the Aschola Harambam and tomorrow night the Siyum Harambam. We'll give a chance to everyone that is learning the 3 Prakim to finish. Personally, I have only 2 halachas left in the last Pedic, but I have a few Prakim from Pesach time that I still have to finish off. In general, the trick in the successful Rambam is that, in my view, some people, they say they don't go to sleep till you do the Rambam. Yeah, if you do that, that's the best. But the second best is that, okay, it's a tough, you're not feeling good, that's a tough period, right, for Pesach. No, okay, we understand. But there's no such a thing you didn't do it. Eventually, you're going to do it. You're going to take a day off your calendar and you have 10 Prakim. It's very easy. In 1 week goes by, and it's basically 3 days, and you already have 10 parokim to do. So if you never give up, say, okay, whatever, that week is that week. If you're always going to make up the Rambam, so it'll happen here and there, but then you're not going to let it happen, because it's not fun to open up now a Rambam that I missed out at Pesach time, and I have about 15 prokim to do. But if you know you're going to always make up the Rambam that you didn't do, you're not going to miss too much Rambam. You're not going to, it's not to miss Rambam, because you're going to do it eventually anyway, but it won't be so geschmack. It's today, Hashem, I already did my chitas and my Rambam, I said my tehillim, it's geschmack. Okay. So tonight we'll do the Ascholos Harambam. Tomorrow night we're going to do a Sudas mitzvah. And please try to be mitzvah lafarisim. Try to tell Yidden about it. Ma'ariv is at 9 o'clock. Right after Ma'ariv, we're going to have a big Suda. I know many people, their wife prepares it at home. If you can arrange with your wife that you can come home a little later and she can start eating without you. Matov Manoim. If you have to go home, then you could hook up with the Zoom. We'll have it also on Zoom in Yetz Hashem. So if you're there, join us. And if you go home and you're going to have the breakfast with your wife, so you can join us on Zoom. Okay. There is a must-learn Rambam. I mean, look, if you're going to learn Rambam every year, you're going to start Hakdama. Sometimes Chas v'Shalom never something happens in the middle of the year. But the first day you're going to learn Rambam, right? So it's so geschmack, the Haggadah, the first day of Rambam. It's like it's the Yisoidus of Yadus. Some things that people don't know. They think it's a big lomdus or a big Yisoid or a fundamental, but it's psachidush. But when you learn every year, it's like hashkafa and halacha. It's like a really foundation of what's the Mesoid and the Torah and the 40 generations. And what is a takona, and what's a minig, and what's a gzeira, it's someone that didn't learn it doesn't know from his right and his left. Mamish doesn't know from he could maybe know the whole Baba Kama Baba Tzir Baba Basara, but he really doesn't know anything. He really, really does not know anything. If you didn't learn Akdamas Harambam, you really you don't have Seder and Yonim in your mind. There's a Choshev Rosh Yeshiva Ner Yisrael that wrote an entire sefer on the Akdama, this little Akdama, the Rambam. That's one page. He wrote a sefer with 250 pages. You see this? From his shiurim at Weinberg. At Weinberg in Ner Yisrael gave shiurim, one of his Talmud, and published a sefer Moedas at Rambam. It's funny, last night I was looking for it in my library. I pushed it, I'm Mazel, I found it right now. I don't know where it was hiding in plain view. Even though it's a Chochma didn't have it. I'm just telling you that we could write another 10 svarim on the Akdamas Harambam. In the Akdama, I asked the Rabbi to send out Marei Mekomos if you have it. Otherwise, you can just take any Rambam. If you don't, I'm going to say it. We're going to not be so stuck on the text. Although maybe we should make a time, maybe Sunday, I don't know, maybe we should once make a time to learn the Akdamas Harambam. It's really geschmack, I think. It's not it's really, really geschmack to learn the Akdamas Harambam. And every year when I learn it again, there's new chidushim every year. I'm telling you, I'm learning it 40 times. And every year, it's like, wow, there's something new that comes out, that pops out. But there's one thing that always pops out to me. That Rambam talks about, that Rambam has this notion that Torah Shebal Peh stops by Rabashi. Anything that was the Chazal made to Rabashi, that is haloch. That's Torah Shebal Peh. Afterwards, not. Okay. There's a big thesis in the Rambam on this, but there's an expression that he keeps on saying in Hilchas Mamrim maybe a half a dozen times, and in the Akdamas Harambam maybe a full dozen times he says this expression. He says, for example, here, he says, Nimtza Ravina v'Ravashi v'chavereim, soiv g'doyle chachmei Yisrael amatikim Torah Shebal Peh, v'shagozur g'zeiris, v'hiskinu sakonis, v'hinhigu menhagas, u'pashtu, gizeiroisam, v'takanoisam, u'menagoisam, b'chol Yisrael, b'chol makemis leishrisayim. But what's the difference between Exeda, a takana, and anhaga? What's the difference between minig, zeda, and takana? What is it? What's the difference? And is hinig mean minig? What's minig and hinig? What's the difference between minig and hinig? There is no difference. What's the difference between? And then the Rambam keeps on saying it. Just on this page, if you look at the Marei Mekomos, they underlined is once, twice, 3 times, 4 times on this page. And it goes again, next page, another few times. Again, there's Dvarim Aloda Bedinim. Gzeidis Takonis Menagis. Velik Gzeidis. Hitkino, he goes in Higu. What's the difference between Minig, Gzeida, and Takana? What's the nafkamina between the 3? And then I have a kasha azori, a klotz kasha. When the Rebbe said to learn Amba, is it a minig, a gzeida, or a takana? Ashmulik, you're smiling, huh? He said, what's the nafkamina? Who cares which one it is? Oh.
Takana, probably a takana. I would think it's a takana.
Speak a little louder, sorry.
A takana. I think it would be a takana when the Rebbe said it.
You think it's a takana, huh?
Right.
Okay. But what's the nafkamina it is? But after the Rambam, it's Exeda, Takona, Minig. What's Frege Chakasha? Why nafkamina? Oh, there's a big nafkamina. So first we have to understand what's the difference between Exeda, Takona, and Minig. And then we'll be able to go look into this Indian of learning Rambam. Is it Exeda? Is it a Minig? Or is it a Takona?
It became a
and
minig.
We'll be able to know what's the nafkamina.
Now it became a minig. But when the Rebbe said it, it was a takana.
Okay, I hear you, chat. I hear. I'd like to lay it out, and at the end of the shir, I'd like to get back to the shaila and lamay nafkamina. I think you will smile. You will enjoy it. If you disagree with me, I'm very happy to talk about it. That's the ikir of what I want to accomplish. I'll be happier if you disagree than if you agree. But the ikir is. Yagel Torah b'yadem, is also kochen in them. Is it Exeda? Is it a minig, a takona? What's an afkamina? Abi mekochtzach in the Rambam. Okay. So b'chlal, in these 3 categories, so there are different Gedolei Yisrael that have different pshatim. There is a beautiful long essay on it from Rabbi Yosef Jikatilya, who's a Mekubal. For example, this thing, he brought a on this thing that we don't do Kiddush Levana till 7 days in the month. It's from Rabbi Yosef Jikatilya. Rabbi Yosef brings it from Rabbi Yosef Jikatilya. But the Rebbe has a very simple formula, very, very simple, very, very clear and very simple. What is the difference between Gzeida, Takona, and Minig? In the first Siyum Harambam, the Rebbe spoke about the Rambam, and it was 850 years of the Yom Haledes of the Rambam. The Rebbe said that the Rambam is that the gematria of it's 850 years, and the gematria of it is Tetakin, the takona of the learning Rambam. Basically, the Rebbe said that the Rambam is a takon, Tetakin. So a couple of people did the math very quick on their fingers, and they thought, I don't know, that Rebbe doesn't know how to count. How could you say that? Tetakin, Tuf is 400, Tuf is 400. Kuf is 100, Nun is 50. So how much is that altogether? Anyone home?
550.
400 plus 400 is how much?
800.
800 plus 100 is?
900.
900 plus 50 is?
50.
950. So why did the Rebbe say Tetakin is a remez for 850 years since the Yom Haledes of the Rambam? It's 950 years. He should have said Titain. Titain is 850. Is tough. 400 plus 400 plus 50 is 850. So so the Rebbe could count two. The Rebbe, the next Fabrengen, said that he didn't get a chance to explain himself. He wanted to explain what he meant. I sent it out in the Marei Mekomos. So he says like this. Mitzvahs derabbanan b'lashonos shel Harambam nachlokim l'gibul sugim. There's three categories of mitzvahs of Rabbanan. Gzeidus, takonos, and minhagos. What's the difference? The Rebbe says like this. A gezeida is loitasei. It's a loitasei. It's a mitzvah loitasei. In the Hilchos Mamrim, the Rambam puts all three in the same category. Actually, here in the Rambam, you see that the Rambam says, "Is born dvarim shegozer chachamim minavim, lasas yogla toire, k'moshe shamim mimoshe v'teidish shmarti mishmarti v'asu mishmarti." That's gezeida, to keep them away from transgressing. But I mean, hugging batakonas. So he has it in two different categories. And as I said, in the Hilchos Mamrim, he generalizes and says they're all out of the pasuk But here, there's Gzeidus, that's Masum Mishmeres Mishmarti. And then there is Minhagim Takonas. A Gzeida is to keep you away from a loitas. Minig and Takonas is to help you enhance the mitzvah sasei. The Gzeida is like the Torah says, don't eat milk and meat. I'm going to say don't eat chicken and meat. That's a Gzeida. Takona is, David said, Sholosh Regolim. We're going to say also celebrate the miracle of Chanukah and Purim. That's a Takona. Read the Megillah and give Shalachmonis. And so on. But what's the difference between Minig and Takona? What's the difference between Minig and Takona? So the Rebbe is Bavonat, a very important thing. When we say here in the Rambam minig, we don't mean a minig like Tal Shirayim. We don't. Shirayim is not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the minig to sing. That's not the minig we're talking about. We're saying in the Rambam minig is learn nogah bepoil binyan shesh b'machloikis k'vich metzina b'Rambam kama pamim minik poshet b'shinur b'svara d'paskin one way or another way han shenogu bepoil k'dei aploinus. Sometimes a minik could mean not. It could mean tail shirayim, or a minik could mean that there's two opinions, and in Ashkenaz they're noyeg like this opinion, and in Sfarad they're noyeg like that opinion. That's not what when the Rambam is talking about the Chachamim or Machadish minhagim. That's not what we're talking about. When the Rambam says minhagim, for example, the Rabbi made a minig to clap the arava. That's a pshat a minig. And he posted a Rambam. Kol davar shu minig em avarchim lov. The Rambam writes in the last halacha in Hilchos Brachas that everything that's a minig is no bracha. Vim kain like noiser elinyan takonish. V'hem yesh nekol ha'ilum shenizbar li'il b'gei the mitzvah derabon. So everyone wants to say that the chibur, the kivin shechibur shel Harambam bedugmas takona, b'mitzvah derabon shemavorchim alayim nimtza shanesina the Rambam kosher meaning the meiah brachas v'meilach shemasit v'meiah kuf letiten azaylo tetakein. The Rebbe says I could also do math, and I know 850 is titein. But some oil given that besides the fact that the Rambam gave us a gift, Titein, he gave us the gift of Rambam. At that time, when the Rebbe made the Takon of the Rambam, it was 850 years, but he gave us the Indian of Takona, Tetake, because the whole Indian of the Rambam is a Takona. Why is the Rambam a Takona? So the Rebbe says because the Rambam was machadish so much, he just summarized what Chazal said. I want to learn a pshat in the Sikha. Why is the Rambam a takona? Because the Rebbe made a takona to learn Rambam. That's why it's a takona. That's why it's a takona. That's why it's not only tikkun, it's tetaking. It's tetaking. The Rebbe says, even though it's 850 years, not 950, but if you add to it that it's a takona, and every takona, the difference of a minig and takona is that by a minig you don't make a bracha, and a takona you do make a bracha. And that is the Rambam is in a takona, so therefore, it's a shaykhs to bracha. Bracha is a shaykhs to meya bracha. So that's 100. So memela, it's not only tikkun, it's attacking. Complicated word, but that's what the Rebbe said. So meila habicharayim from the sikha that it's that the Indian of learning Rambam is a takona. And what's the nafkamina? I'll give you soon more nafkaminas. The first nafkamina is that you make a bracha before you learn the Rambam. You make Baruch Atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kiddushonu b'mitzvosav v'tzivonu, lilmed es shiur Harambam. Hey, wait a minute! You're going to tell me it doesn't say that in the Moed Shir to do that. It's a technical problem that we don't make brachas after the Anshe Knesset Zagedola. Little problem. Mashiach comes zum gleich zu gehen. And when Mashiach comes, if you're going to say that Rambam is a minig, so then why the Anshe Knesset Zagedola tell you to make a bracha? It's only a minig. Darov is a minig. Even after Mashiach is going to come, when we do Chavita Sarova, we're not going to make a bracha. You think it's going to change? Or Mashiach is not going to change. It's a minig, so we don't make a bracha in it. Mashiach will come. We're going to do Chavita Sarova. Sure. Are we going to make a bracha? No. But when Mashiach is going to come, we're going to learn Rambam. Sure. Are we going to make a bracha? Depends. Is it a minig or is it a takona? But here you see that Rebbe thought it was a takona. So we're going to make a bracha every day. Asher kiddushonu b'mitzvosav v'tzivonu. Because Heichen Tzivonu, Takona, to learn Rambam, 3 parakim a day. I see you're smiling. I got you smiling. Get ready. As I said, if you disagree, we'll talk. We'll bring our case in front of the Bezdin Agodl. Bias Mashiach Tzedkenu. I befedish contend that there has to be a bracha before you learn Rambam every day. Asher kiddushonu b'mitzvosav v'tzivonu. Al limuda or whatever the last few words. I'm not sure. I'll limit around.
We say the bracha for limit Torah every morning anyway.
Okay. Besides that, we should make another bracha. Mitzvah laharvus ve'brachas atzrichas. Geshem shemitzvah not to be mar bebrachas she'ein atzrichas, and mitzvah laharvus ve'brachas atzrichas. Okay.
The only place we say minag Yisrael Torah is by minag.
Is by?
The only place we say minag Yisrael Torah.
Yeah.
We don't say it b'gzero. We don't say it b'takone.
Right.
I mean minag Yisrael Torah.
But now it became a minig.
No, but that's it. Minig, because we're not talking about minig chachom. Minig chachom versteht that you don't need a chiddush for that. Minig noshem zkeina is minig Yisrael, that it's a chiddush davar. But these minhagim we're talking here, the difference of minig takona, minig chachamim and takonas chachamim. So in a way, takonas chachamim is stronger than minig chachamim, because the difference of minig and takon is nothing but this thing of a bracha. If they said do a minig, they meant do it, but don't make a bracha. When they said a takona, so when they said Chavita Sarova, or they said read the Megillah, what's the difference Chavita Sarova and Megillah? Why is one called takon and the other one is called minhaga? Because because this one you make a bracha, this one you don't make a bracha. Megillah you make a bracha, and Chavita Sarova you don't make a bracha. That's why one is called minig and the other one is called takona. Okay.
When we make a bracha in the morning, the only book, the whole Torah, the only book that the Mechaber write, if you learn my book, you learn the whole Torah, is the Rambam. There's no other book, the whole Torah.
Right.
So when we say the Birkas Torah, we're meaning this is the whole Torah, portion of the whole Torah.
Rambam is the Ma'alit, the Kol HaTorah.
Maybe a minhag means there's something they're advising you to do, but you don't have to. Maybe a minhag means that they're advising you to do it, but you don't have to do it, as opposed to a takana, which you do have to do.
So that's, but that doesn't sound from the Rambam at the end of Hilchos Brachos. The Rambam says, it sounds from the Rambam, the whole difference between minig and takana is if you make a bracha or not. But could be, I hear what you're saying. You're going to say that the Rambam didn't mean that that's the only difference. There is more differences. Okay, I have to look again in the Lashon Rambam and then Hilchos Brachos, but it won't make a difference to my discussion now. I'm just saying that there is an nafkamina. What's the nafkamina between takona and anhaga? Yeah, bracha, not a bracha. You're saying that maybe Chavita Sarova, according to that's called a minig, is only a suggestion. If a person didn't listen and didn't do Chavita Sarova, he was not an avarya. Right. What's the difference? I guess the difference is l'koivre ben Hashem gemurim. If a person was b'shat nefesh, stood in the shul and never did Chavita Sarova, and now the Chever Kadisha wants to bury him in a less desirable place, so you're going to say, no, they don't have the right to do that because it was optional. And I'm going to say that the Chever Kadisha has the right to do it because It was not optional. When the Nevi'im made a minhaga means that they have to do it. So that's enough communion between me and you. Okay, I hear your argument. Okay, but you hear the difference between me and you is only for the Chevra Kadisha if they want to decide where to bury someone. Bein Hashem Gemurim or Chulu, you know what I mean? In Lapoyo, what we both agree that if the Nevi'im said that you should do Chavitas Harav, you should do Chavitas Harav. I'm just saying that I think that means that it's absolute. It's not suggestive. You think that it's suggestive, sort of. It's like an Eitz HaToiva Kamashmalam they said to do, but if you don't do it, you're not an Avari, right? Am I correct? Is that what you're saying?
Basically,
okay. Yeah. Okay. So before we go further, I just saw today something at Var Pella. I saw at Var Pella, and then we'll go into what I'm wanted to talk about. A sefer called Binyan Takono Minig, a sefer called Lizikoren Zelinsky. So he writes it like this. I sent it out in the Marei Mekomos. Ashalatz milahava bezaketa medivre agon amiti. Reb David minohor edok. Chavere shel agoim Reb Chaim Valoj. The Sifra Galya Mesech. He says like this. Amarti lahamtzi eisen etis lekula. Lepesach tikva lebeis Yisrael b'shayle be'esek shayles k'samim. Shayipok b'leiva moira l'stapek ma'mariyos. Befrat im ha'shayle hi b'mei libuna v'sfiras nekim. So sometimes you get a shmata and you're not sure, red or not red. So the common thing by Arav is if you can't say it's not red, you say it's not good. You only say it's good if you're 100% sure it's good, right? Otherwise, you tell the woman, I don't know, go to someone else. You say, I can't help you, or you say it's not good. What can you do? We're not bucky in the 5 manas and so on, but red, not red. So if you don't know for sure it's not red, what can you do? So he says like this, I have a Moed Dikakula. Im yiskabel adover be'ein yachacham, who the iker meimred Reb Zayda, Mure nida daf samach bava mit alef the af tipes dam kechardel tzrich shiva nakim lo yoim betakonas chacham ele benois Yisrael hey mechmir alatzman chumre zumei atzman it's there chumre umatzosi lachker binyan mila de rabonen the Harambam berei shilchas mamrim ba'adich shal divri chazal betakonasem oivin balav v'asei lav de leitzosur v'asei v'asis al piyat oire sheyerucha v'ayim bagdam v'sanam shor kol gzeres chazal betakonas amenog shetina chacham v'nevim v'chol dever de lasses yerut terak v'masham Moshe Rabbeinu. So he says matzosi sheshlachal v'lamer dafke eise gzeide oitakona v'askoma shenase b'vad chachamim oy nevim oy bezna gadol Yishalayim al zeh kayoytze bezevad mechuyavim kol Yisrael l'kayim aleim al zara aval leize minig chumre shamoy nase bevad chachamim oy nevim shamoyn am hichmiru al atzmoyn oy shinhigu eize minig toiv af she'inen Hashem l'hakol bedover k'mavur bereish perek makom shenogu v'rishalma osa l'shanis minig aviseichem u'lamnira dahai yese v'loyte sed isker Harambam lo shaychim b'zeh. Brilliant thought. I mean, he's right. Balabat is straight. It's gleiche thinking. It's clear that minig zayda v'takona is only if the Chazal said the Bezna Godel should be Yerushalayim. Well, I don't know why he has to say Bezna should. He dramatizes it. Bezna Godel Yerushalayim. Any Bezna until Ravina B'Rabashi made it zayda takona a minig, and the Klal Yisrael accepted it upon themselves. It becomes law. It becomes Torah Shabbat Peh. It becomes law, and that's it. You can't be makel. And then it's a Torah Shabbat Yerucha, and this is a Shaykh Dasei and the Loit Dasei. If you're over Nasei and Loit Dasei. Stam a minik v'chumre makom shenogu that they do malach Pesach. That's not part of a Torah Shabbat. That's great. No, nothing wrong. The problem is that at Suggeshtep is an unbelievable kula that Chidush Shalanit Namaloyim Sinai. Takes some misnagid to think of such a thing. Sorry. That how could he say such a thing? How could that's like an unbelievable kula in serious issues of Easter Partis. How could such a thing. The Ramban says not that way. The Ramban was a Rishon. The Ramban, the Alter Rebbe brings him in his introduction to Hilchas Nida. Look in the sources that I sent you. The Alter Rebbe brings from the Ramban. The Ramban says, "V'nois Yisrael heim mechmir al atzman shafil erosa yem echad tipa achas kolshu sefer shiva nekim." And he says, why did they do it? The whole reason why they made it. V'chomer zu shenoga b'nois Yisrael huchshira be'enei chachamim. Chachamim liked it. They said this is becoming the halacha. Lefikoch zok the Ramban. Asur lo adam lo hakol b'roishai lo olam. Therefore, you can't be making it. At kaloshna, Ramban in the Hilchas Nida. Hilchas Nida lo Ramban. Perek Yudalef Halacha Yutes. So what are you talking about? This guy, again, he learned the Gemara. The Gemara says, I mean, by the way, Ashkenazim say it every morning. We Chabad, they don't say it. Neis Yisrael, Yechmir al Atzman, Shafil, Aroya, Tikas Dam, Chal, Yoshel, Shivin Akim. So it sounds like it's a minik. So so said this guy, Gali Masechta said, oh, I have an unbelievable, my back pocket, I have an unbelievable kula. I have an unbelievable, whenever you have a shaila, he said, and but Yipo believe I'm already stopping by many also. It's Vimei Libuna, it's Fidus Nikim. He says, I have an unbelievable kula. This is only a minig. It's not. We're machmir because it's not really a suffix derabbanan. You don't know it. It means you don't know it. It's not a suffix derabbanan on the kula. It's not shayach here. The Rav doesn't know the color, so even if 25 derabbanan don't know. Big deal. Today they don't know. So given derabbanan some yagivus, whatever. It's not called a suffix. You don't know. So l'chayr have to be machmir. He says no because it's a minig. B'nai Yisrael. But the Rabban says no. The Rabban says. Also is a kaloch psuka. Lefikach also lo adam lahakol b'roish shel ha'olam. So I don't know what the Gali Masechta is on about, but in principle he's right. In principle he's right that there's two types of minhagim. I mean, there's many types of minhagim. Okay, but there is a minig that comes after the even before the Vina B'Ravashi. There is mokim shenagu. But that was Chazal didn't pick up that minig and say Huchshir B'nei Chachamim. We decided there is but minig that Huchshir B'nei Chachamim. They decided that this is the halacha. They decided B'nai Yisrael Ichmir al Atzmam. I feel that they liked that minig that B'nai Yisrael took him, and they made it as a minig. They made it as a minig mamish. So therefore, because they made it as a minig mamish. So therefore, the nafkamina would be like this, that there's no kulas in it. Okay. But this brings us to another shaila, which is an interesting shaila. If a woman goes to the mikveh in the 66 days or the 33 days, in the Dmei Tahara, after having a boy or a girl, that really the Torah says that she has clean days, 33 or 66, they're free of charge. She doesn't have to go. She could see blood, doesn't go to the mikveh, nothing. But B'nai Yisrael, the minig is that we don't keep that. The Rambam says, Shemati, Shebetzorfas, Doyer, Boilim, Adam Toyer. But the Balei Toisa says, Lo Shemana v'lo Ro'inu. We never heard of that kula. The Rambam says, I heard in France, they used the kula of Dam Toyer. But the Balei Toisa said, we never heard that. Nice kula, but sorry, we didn't hear that. Anyway, so it's an interesting machlokes between. There's a beautiful long Tshuva Chasam Sofer about this, in general about minig. It's like unbelievable. This like that Chasam Sofer thing, like according to Chasam Sofer, if it become a angenommen a minig that the Chaf Shirayim, you'd have to make a broch on that. You'd have to make a broch, a shekel shana mitzvah tzibana lachtef shirayim. I kid you not. You have to learn the Chasam Sofer good to understand what I'm saying. And obviously, there's certain conditions to it. It's in Yoreh De'ah, it's in the Kuf Tzadik Aleph. But I don't think that the Pashtus at Dvarim is the way he says it. He says, "Al titush Torah semecha." So So Asheket the Sona, the Abish said, Al Tita Shtoris Samecha. I understand. Al Tishmer is not a pasuk in Chumash. It's in Dibri Kabbalah. I'm not anyway, but that's the way that some Sefer holds. Some Sefer holds that if it becomes an Anganon and Minik Tachap Shiraim, you'd have to make a bracha for that too. The shaila was if a woman goes to the mikveh in those 66 days, we don't keep the Meitoyar, but it's a minig. So the Noida Yehuda says definitely she shouldn't make the bracha. Should not make the bracha when she goes to the mikveh. Some Sefer says definitely make the bracha when she goes to the mikveh. It's like I said, some Sefer holds even if you chap shirayim, you make the bracha. But I don't think most poskim will agree with that. I don't think about Tosis. You have to learn the tshuva. It's a complicated tshuva. He says he emphasis the kashas, but obviously Tosis didn't learn like him, and the Rishonim didn't learn like him. But on the other hand, to say that the woman shouldn't make a bracha, women don't like to have nuances. You know that? Men also don't like. When we go to the mikveh, you make a bracha, you don't make a bracha. Everyone will tell you make a bracha. Okay, Hakmash in China, so we make a bracha.
Men don't make a bracha.
Men don't make. Women make.
Women
so
make
now you're going to tell me, be made toya, you don't make. Oh, don't say Hakmash China. And make a bracha, you don't make a bracha. So always make a bracha, make toya, you don't make a bracha. Oh, you mean you're hacking a China? I really don't have to go to the mikveh. You're just torturing me that I have to go to the mikveh. Women don't, they're interesting cup. I go to the mikveh, I make a bracha. So why today not? I would say that the emes is that even without this machloikis, it would be fine for the woman to make the bracha when she goes to the mikveh, even be made toya. Why? Because if you look, I sent it in the Marei Mekomos, a lot of Rishonim hold that why is it that we don't give the woman the kula of Yemei Toyar? And the Torah says Befedish, 66 days, even though she sees blood, she doesn't have to go to the mikveh. It's Yemei Tahara. Teisha Yemei Tahara. 33 days for Zocha, 66 for Nekeva. So they say, the Rishonim say, because the Gemara says, Oh, Reb Zera, B'nois Yisrael, Heim Nichmir Ol Atzim, Shafir, Lo Eroyes, Tipas Dam Kachardel, Yoish V'la Shiv Nekim. So that was part of their minik. They said every tipas dam, we're going to get confused. You may need it, you may ziv it, dam toyer, dam tome. I don't care what, I don't care when. Every tipas dam, kechardel, I treat it like dam nidus. Every tipas dam, without exception, including the 33 days and the 66 days, the Torah calls it dam toyer, and we can treat it like dam tome. So when they made that on Hogo, it's a minig by definition. If it's not minig chazal, it's on the gavra. The blood doesn't become dam nidus. The blood doesn't become dam nidus. But when chazal were masked and they accepted, like the Harambam said, so then it became halacha psuka. It really became dam nidus. It really became dam nidus. We once spoke about this at the Siyum Mashas, Newton's Kistel, a few years ago. It was sad to say, even the Rabbanon is Isacheftzos. The Rabbanon said that the women are right. We accepted the minig from the women. And we made this minig halacha. And according to the Bemis is a machloikis. The Rambam holds a minig you don't make a bracha. The Rabbeinu Tam holds that a minig you do make a bracha. That's why according to Rabbeinu Tam on Halal Rish Chodesh, we make a bracha. Since I mentioned already about the halal and a shoydish making the bracha, maybe I'll mention Sunday, explain a little more what the minik Chabad is about this. But it's a machloikis.
I remember also we spoke about. I remember we spoke about sukkah. Women sitting in the sukkah. Could she make a shekidishon mitzvah itself? Kidishon no. Let's have a sukkah or not? Right. How Chabad minik is the women do say. Some people says no.
We'll talk about minik Chabad and Chodesh by halal. But anyway, the Rabbeinu Tam holds, the Rambam holds you don't. It's a minik, so you don't make. But the Rabbeinu Tam says you do hold. Anyway, the bottom line is that we do say shechayon. We do say the bracha. I'll talk about it Sunday. Explain a little bit what's minik Chabad. Leave that there if I will try to remember. So therefore, it's no problem according to the Rabbeinu Tam that you do make a bracha on a minik. Rabbi holds a minik chazal. You don't make a bracha, but these holds you do make. We don't make for chavita sarova. So the Rabbeinu Tam answers because that's like a minik kal shebekalam. It's a very light. It's. They didn't mean to make it as a strong minig. Maybe like Taka Aaron said, was suggestive maybe, or whatever the pshat. It's a minikal, whatever it is. Maybe not the minig is nicht as a groise Zach, you know what I mean? It's not, but be whatever the pshat is, Rabbi Tam has mahalach. But he holds that he doesn't hold the difference of the Rambam, that the difference of takonas chazal and minig chazal is one bracha, one not a bracha. He holds takona as a bracha and minig as a bracha. So therefore, chazal ongenom with the minig noshim, and they, and maybe even the Rambam will hold of it, because they turned it into a takona. So therefore, it's not a shayla that the women could make the bracha for the tefillah.
What about, let's say, an example for a rise in Pesach? For us, rise in Pesach. For us, is the oraisa iso. It's like eating chometz. For Sfaradim, it's nothing. So how this?
That's a different type of minig. That's a minig that came after Chasim Nesashas. So you could stand on your head, and that will never go into the category of Zedis, Takonos, and Hogis that Rambam was talking about, because it was Netakin after the days of Ravina B'Ravash. So therefore, you could stand on your head. It will never become a chelik of Torah Shabbat Peh, according to the Rambam. The Rambam holds that the Goinim had 0 koyach, but the Goinim felt that they had a lot of koyach. You know what I'm saying? The Rambam thought that the Goinim had 0 koyach, but the Goinim thought that they did have koyach. Anyway, so let's summarize. The difference between Gzeiris, Takonis, and Menhogis is Gzeiris for loita say. Don't eat milk and meat. Chazal said also don't eat chicken and meat. Takonis and Menhogis is kum say. Read Megillah, Chavita Sarova. The difference is that Takona is like read Megillah, therefore make a bracha. Menhoga is Chavita Sarova, and therefore you don't make a bracha. That's Shittas Harambam. And the Minhag holds there's no difference. Takona Menhoga, or either way you make a bracha.
According to the Rambam, there's certain thing that Chachomim was metaken, and they saw they can hold by that. Okay, finish.
Right.
What happened then?
That makes no difference. Any one of the three. If it didn't stick, and then the later Bezin took a survey and they saw it didn't stick, like you just did in Hilchas Mamren, we just did. So then they abolish it. They don't even have to be Godel Minyan B'Chachma. If they see that Pikpuk Pu'am like Poshta Kanosam, then forget it. Like the story with Takonas Ezra, with the Tefillah. Okay. So now let's go back to my original Shiloh. Learning a Rambam is a takon or a minig. So according to the Rambam, there'll be a big difference. You make a bracha, you don't make a bracha. Another nafkamina is, in a minig, there could be certain coolest in a minig. You could say, what was the original tent in the minig? But by takona, we know, so if it's a minig and I'm tired, so maybe I can go to sleep without the Rambam. If it's a takona, how can you go to sleep before doing Rambam? So, there's a story that they say about the shliach. I'll find out tomorrow if I can find out more protim about this. That he had big choivis. You heard the story, Shmulik? Unbelievable story. So the Rebbe told him, the upzone, the choivis and Rambam, and the Mele, the Rambam will make sure to take care of your choivis and the dollar bills. You take care of the Rambam, and the Rambam will take care of the Benjamin Franklins. So we see the unbelievable thing, the koyach of learning Rambam. So this is a takona, definitely. The Rebbe felt it was a takona. As I said, it's merumez in the sikha, the taken. The Rebbe says it, because the whole inyan of the Rambam is no chidushim, so it's only chazal, so it's a takona. Read between the lines. The Rebbe felt that should be the koyach takona, not just minig. And therefore you see in all the pamphlets that was published by Chabad, and a lot of them the Rebbe looked at it. I can't say for sure, I don't know, but I feel that the Rebbe looked at it like a takona. Definitely Chassidim Shalom takona. We have to remember we once had a beautiful Siyum Harambam. We asked that Avram Shor should come and just do the Siyum Harambam. At the time, I gave him a pamphlet that Chabad published from different Gedolei Yisrael for the past 850 years that said, Vorim Gedolim and Ifloim, about having a shiur every day in Limud Halachos and Rambam. Mamish Vorim Gedolim and Ifloim. A pamphlet from all Gedolei Yisrael for 800 years, beautiful things about the gewalt of learning every day a few halachos and Rambam. So he got up and he said, and this is a big mistake. He said, Lubavitcher Chosid is to know that we're learning Rambam, there's unbelievable Kol HaShana Halachos, there's unbelievable Segulas, unbelievable things. Lubavitcher wants to know, it's takona to Lubavitcher Rebbe. So it's a takona to learn Rambam. You have to learn Rambam. Why do we learn Rambam? The Rebbe case, learn the Rambam. Learn the Rambam. But the emphasis, there's unbelievable milas and segulas in Limud Rambam, and even children could do it, and you could do it Sefer HaMitzvahs, and I want to talk about it tomorrow night. You could make a takona to do by supper time, and talk if you have little children, there should be a family supper, not once a month, not once a week, every day. And you could take rotations, the kids could read the Rambam, and once a week you could read the Rambam, Friday night, Shabbos, Malka, and it'll be very enriching to your family table every single night. So we have to upsell the Chayvus and the Rambam, and the Rambam and Mitzvah Hashem will take care of the Benjamin Franklins.
I remember learning
that's a shot. It's a takona. It's a stelta weg of the fist. It's letaken as olam and malchus shindal yud. We want to make a tikkun, so that is through mekayim the takona of limud Rambam. There's 3 ways of learning Rambam: 3 prakim a day, 1 perek, and for young children, for families to learn the Sefer HaMitzvahs Rambam. L'chaim to all those that finish Rambam, and everyone should try to influence another Yid and another Yid to mekabel on themselves limud Rambam, at least 1 perek a day, or 3 prakim a day, or the family should learn Sefer HaMitzvahs. Gewaldike zechus. Gewaldike zechus.
I learned that the Rambam held that you can be Mekadosh the Levana the first day already.
Okay. The Rambam didn't write Kabbalah in his the Rambam in his Sefer didn't bring Kabbalah. There's a big shakumatari if the Rambam ever learned Kabbalah or not. Okay, so l'chaim. So we just did the Aschola the Rambam. We mafalful in the difference of Gzeiris Takonasim and August, and also mafalful of the what's the nafkamina, and we spoke about the this specifically this minig of Bnei Yisrael shechmir al atzman afil ro'etikas dam kachadl. So the ruchnius I would like to add is we see the Bnei Yisrael, the Yidden are all Bnei Yisrael. The loy zaz machava shekara biti the Ebeshekol. So, but the Indian of Bnei Yisrael is that even if it's a drop, the Indian of Tumah, they don't want to know of Tumah. They don't, even it's a tipas dam kachadl. Maybe it's not mamish red, it's a little yellow. They don't want to know. You want to be told legamri to Meibish. Meibish will help from Taka that the limit of Rambam we should be matayir ourselves, matayir the whole world, and to be bezoichet gemolo like the Siyum or the words of the Rambam that should be molo oretz dei savai kamayim layom achas. Chaim l'chaim.
Chaim
molo oretz dei es Hashem kamayim layom. Mechasim umaloret le'yos Hashem kamayim layom. Mechasim umaloret le'yos Hashem kamayim layom. Mechasim umaloret. Shkaya for joining us. Le'yos Hashem kamayim layom. Mechasim. Now we have a beautiful picture. The Rebbe Siyum. Thank you. Oh my
I'm going to start that, brother. I'm going to start it. Do the Rambam at night. I'm going to start that.
Amazing. L'chaim. But you'll take care of the Rambam. The Rambam should take care of your Benjamin Franklins.
Can you get it in English? I have it in English.
Huh? He was a slave owner.
There is terrific Rambam. You can go on Chabad.org. They have these people that are giving a shiur. You have for every day, like 15 minutes.
No, but is there a sefer in English that I can read to my kids?
You want to do with the family sefer in English? I just do it. And I'm going to do by supper time with my kids.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
I get it for my grandchildren. But they learn in colleges.
It's very nice. You see, it's like very clear and very nice. And I'm planning to have the kids read it by supper, and maybe Friday night, Malka, I'll read it.
That's a good idea.
I just remember about 15 years ago, something like that. One of the big Rabbonim in Flatbush over here came to pick up his clothes from the cleaner. And I told him, it was a Friday, and I told him, can I ask you a favor? Speak on Shabbos and Shul that it's 800 years or 850 years for the Rambam. And I'm just finishing the 20 times of the Rambam. The guy, when he took off his hat, he's like, whoa, I don't believe it. A young guy like you finishing the Rambam for 20 times. You know, he shocked. He said, there's some malachas in the Rambam I never read in my life. I know in Rambam, you know, it has to do with the Gemara, but to learn from A to Z, the whole Rambam, and 20 times is like, you know, I definitely going to speak Shabbos and Shul about it.
Very nice.
That's like the whole Shas. He takes him the whole Shas.
Yeah,
Rambam.
the whole Shas, exactly. The whole Shas, but the halachas of it. What's nageh la halacha?
Right.
Okay, so everyone, please try to send out to your chavedim that tomorrow night is a Sudas Mitzvah in Beis Menachem Mendel. If you can join us Sudas Mitzvah, Gesundheit Heid, and if you can, join us by Zoom.
Chaim.
Chaim l'chaim.
What
about? Thank you, Nussi, for joining us. Thank you, Shmulik. Thank you, Adam. And Mazel Tov to all Messiah. Thank you, Yochanan. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Peretz. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. David shall help him by tomorrow night. The Siyum Harambam should not be in Beis Menachem Mendel. It should be in the Harabais.
Oh, man.
I'm just reading
in the Harabais.
I'm reading there's a Yeshiva
in the Harabais.
Yes, Beis Menachem Mendel in the Harabais. Yes, thank you, Nussi.
Rabbi, what about the Tanya?
So, what are you saying?
What about the Tanya tomorrow, 9 to 10?
The what?
I don't know. We'll have to wait to see if he sends. I doubt he's going to do it tomorrow after the fast.
He said last week that he's not this week.
I doubt he'd do it after the fast. There's no
He said he's
koyach
not
to do it.
doing it this week.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do it.
What time we davening tomorrow night?
9 o'clock, 8 o'clock is Mincha, 9 o'clock is Maidav. Right after Maidav is the break fast, the Sudas Mitzvah, and it's going to be a Siyum Harambam.
Oh, 8 o'clock Mincha, okay.
I'm saying there's a Yeshiva Chabad Lubavitch Bochum that's learning in Tzfat and a Yeshiva.
Yeah.
The whole Yeshiva went to the Rambam cave in Tveria, and they did a Siyum Rambam over there.
Beautiful, beautiful.
This is like
beautiful.
a little.
Whenever I'm in Israel, I go to the cave
and
Rambam. I do my daily Rambam by the cave.
Yeah.
How could you not? Okay, a gute Nacht. Umaloretz le'yos Hashem kamayim mechasim. Umaloretz le'yos Hashem kamayim layom mechasim. Umaloretz le'yos Hashem kamayim layom mechasim. Umaloretz le'yos Hashem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi.